Where's my camera? It's gone. Oh well. At least you got a good view from outer space, you know? Hey, what's up, Cherry? You know what? It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. I think we were talking about like a conspiracy. Kind of like it was like a video game conspiracy where we were talking about how, let me think. What we were talking about was, well, I brought up the fact that, people playing Final Fantasy XIV are being, hey, what's up, Cools? What's up, man? They were being kind of like raised, or I used the word coddled, but I should have just used the word raised or something like that. But basically, I'm drinking tea. People who were playing Final Fantasy for the first time, Final Fantasy XIV, and they are going through all the stories and chapters, once they get the Dawn Trail, they have no clue what to do. What Cherry said before is that a lot of the new players were not able to get through the game because of that kind of situation. And now there are like a billion of us just going through leveling roulette, so somehow we just got played by Yoshi P because we want to get our relics, and so we're just spamming leveling roulette over and over and over again to get these new players up to par. But it's still not teaching them how to play the game. They can't. Okay, so they can't get through. Oh, wait. No, you're saying can't see my face. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's not really a loss. Not seeing my face is not really a loss. You really wouldn't want to see it anyway. I mean, who'd want to see my peanut head anyway? Okay, let me stop. I shouldn't denigrate myself. Anyway, we've got a video to watch from the real life fake wizard. It's a pretty long video. That's why I put in the title, Conspiracy. So apparently, let's just say the biggest bad guy against young people that owns a piece of land in the middle of the ocean apparently was one of the launch pads for microtransactions and gambling in kids. Yeah, if you guys get what I'm saying here. Like, I'm not gonna say his name. You have no idea how good looking I am. I probably don't, but then again, the dating scene is absolutely atrocious and bad. It's bad. Apparently, somebody did some research on they did some research on the dating sites like Tinder, Hinge, and anything like Match. The Match Group has owned and everything. By the way, that's like a monopoly if you ask me. They did research on that, and it turns out that it's very harmful. It's actually harming men more than anything, and it's harming women because it's giving them like an inflated ego or something like that, and it's giving men like 100% doubt unless they're, you know, good looking. So I'm pretty sure everybody in this chat does not have to do anything or has anything to do with the dating scene. So that's neither here nor there. Let's get to the main attraction, at least for the beginning of all this. This is the reason why we're in just chatting. So don't worry, Yui, Cherry, I'll change it back to Final Fantasy XIV once we get started, but this is a very interesting video. By the way, I woke up early in the morning to see the Nintendo Direct. It was really a nothing burger. I mean, it was partner. There was like a couple games that was actually interesting. Just a couple. I know one of them is like Orbital, which has an anime style adventure, like adventure co-op. That looked really good. But yeah, it wasn't really doing too much. Like they talked about a lot of Capcom games. At the end, they were talking about Bethesda out of nowhere. Bethesda was like, "Hey, look, Fallout 4 is coming to Switch." It's like it really is a nothing burger of a direct. Like nothing happened. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is the real life fake wizard.
Hello, I'm the real life fake wizard. The
See? I told you. I told you. I told you he was the real life fake wizard.
Island Man encouraged executives to add microtransactions into video games. Did you get that? Did you?
I hope you guys understood what he said about that. The Island Man. So,
You hear me?
now I just get a little bit of context. I didn't watch the whole thing because it's 41 minutes long, but I did watch a good bit of it to warrant it to be like streamed because it's really something that I think a lot of people should hear.
Island Man, financier Jeff Epstein, was part of the butterfly effect that ended with microtransactions
They didn't just show Jeff acting like he's Tony Hawk. Holy shit.
becoming a cornerstone element to Call of Duty. I know that sounds insane, but the email dump is, well, it's terrifying for more reasons than one. On January 30th, 2026, the DOJ released over 3 million files related to the Baron of Little St. James.
3 million files. Holy crap. We're not even through it all.
And buried in those files is a conversation from May 2013 between Jeffy, Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Activision at the time, and hacker Pablos Holman about how to get children hooked on virtual goods. One of them literally used the phrase indoctrinating kids.
I'm all for indoctrinating kids. I'm all for indoctrinating kids. Holy crap. I'm all for indoctrinating kids into an economy. You gotta love how his example for real world rewards is virtual items in games. Ho, ho, ho. What is up, Argus, man? How you doing? Derp! Elliot got a release date early today. I saw. It's later this year. I think it was like June or something. So it's like, so I mean, I'm glad Elliot did. Elliot's a good game, and they also put in more into the plot where it's like you're going through time and stuff. Again, it's a time related game, which is fine. Some of the best games are time related. Chrono Trigger, for example. But look at this. Look at this. To Jeff Epstein, president of Call of Duty, and it was re-president of Call of Duty Activision, which is at the time was Kotick, Bobby Kotick, right? He's right there. But like, holy shit.
Into an economy.
Oh
That was
my god.
2013. In 2026 today, 42% of millennials are engaged in gambling. 34% of Gen Z are as well. 1 in 10 young adult gamers is in debt from loot boxes. All from
Do you
surprise
hear that?
mechanics inside video games that they started playing when they were 8 years old. An entire generation has been groomed into addiction by the video game industry.
Do you hear that? It's like my conspiracy theory that I've been saying for maybe over a decade now has been warranted. I feel a bit vindicated, actually.
And I don't use that word lightly, but they were groomed. Because that's what this is. This is a system designed to exploit psychological vulnerabilities in young people for profit. And now we're seeing the results of it. Millennials.
Yep. Yes, we are. How many people are playing anime free-to-play games at this very moment? A shame. A shame.
and Gen Z are gambling at rates we've never seen before. And the research is starting to connect the dots back to the games released around the 2013 era, setting the stage and playing the long game that would lead to gambling addiction today.
And you know what addiction does to people, right? It makes them defend their hook. Addiction is horrible. I didn't want to say it was an addiction. I really didn't. I wanted to say that people are just invested, or they're just spendthrifts. It's an addiction. It really is. And a whole, like, 2 or 3 generations, like, it's always gambling, by the way. It's always gambling. And there's always something with the government in gambling. Just look at Japan. And look at Korea. Like, there's always something. The Pondering.
Today's indie game shoutout is DOT
This is also why I watch the Real Life Fake Wizard. He always gives a shout out to indie games.
Defense. Welcome to the front lines. Build towers, muster armies, and conquer the map.
Oh,
Challenge
wow, look at
yourself
that.
in single-player campaign following the Chroma War. Survive relentless waves in solo defense or battle it out in local matches against friends and AI bots. Victory comes with the last HQ standing. To learn more about this and hundreds of other indie games, visit our free indie game discovery network, fakeportal.com, or
Fakeportal.com. Sorry. Sorry. This is that name. Fakeportal.com. Also, scan that barcode if you guys really want to, you know.
scan the QR code on your screen. Now back to the video. Let's start with the May 2013 email. Here we find Epstein working as an intermediary between Pablos Holman and Bobby Kotick, implying there was a previous discussion between Epstein and Kotick. And this is the part that should make your skin crawl. He said he was, quote, all for indoctrinating kids into an economy. He noted the irony in Kotick's example that real-world rewards meant virtual items in games. This is sickening, but it's not unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, to someone who isn't following how evil corporate leadership is, or perhaps hasn't worked in a corporate environment like that, they'll hear this news and it sounds like an Alex Jones rant come true.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Drink some tea, rest a bit. Hope you have Tylenol. Maybe some. I don't know. What was the other thing other than Tylenol? I know some people don't fare well with Tylenol. I don't know. I don't know what the other one was, but yeah. I hope you feel better, man.
Grooming kids into adult gambling addiction. And the frogs are gay. Like, it makes for a bad movie or a good book, but it's horrifying that this is real life. Now, Bobby Kotick's name shows up over 300 times in the financier's files. This isn't exactly a guy Jeffy met at a party one time. It would appear they had a close relationship. To what extent? We don't know yet. And the information coming out of these files is, well, it's damning. Like, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go directly to hell. And look, I could hear naysayers in the comments already. Wizard Island Man didn't invent microtransactions. He wasn't running Activision. He didn't write any code. He was just some creepy dude who knew people. Yes, that's exactly it. That's what he did. He connected people. He introduced powerful executives to ideas and each other. And the ideas that flowed through his network
I hear you.
had consequences.
I mean, if you need to, man.
For decades and
Rest,
even now.
sleep.
Did Jeffy personally
It's
put
the best
loot
thing for you.
boxes into Call of Duty? Did he suggest them in the first place? As of right now, the answer is no. But did the people in his circle discuss targeting children with gambling mechanics, and then those exact systems got put into games marketed to kids? Let's look at the timeline. Call of Duty
Okay,
Black
let's
Ops
look at the
2
timeline.
introduced microtransactions in March 2013.
Oh, God. Guys, I don't know if you guys ever played Call of Duty. I mean, I did at the time. I played, I think the first Call of Duty was probably Modern Warfare for me, I think. But, I mean, during that time, it wasn't really prevalent with the microtransactions. DLC was prevalent, but not microtransactions. It was a time during the early 2000s where video games just came out, you played the game. And it really wasn't, like, video game industry didn't touch billions as of that time until later. But I don't think it touched billions as of that time yet.
About 4 months after its November 2012 release date. Branded as micro items,
They touched trillions? Early 2000s? I don't know if early 2000s they touched billions yet. I'm not too sure. Like, did they touch trillions during that time? I really got to see about that. Because during that time, and I'm talking about like between 2001 2007, during that time, Activision Blizzard. No, you know what? Actually, I think they did hit like 1 billion. I'm not really too sure. Stopped after Black Ops 1. I stopped very soon afterwards because Modern Warfare wasn't the best game for me.
these were optional cosmetics and convenience items, emphasizing little luxuries without gameplay advantages. They rolled out in waves, starting on the Xbox 360. Over 28 personalization packs were released through 2014, generating revenue via small purchases at about $1 to $2 a piece. Call of Duty's microtransactions were introduced more or less as an experiment to see if people would buy them. There were still conventional DLC map packs back then, and those were already part of the game's sales model. 2 months later, after introducing this experiment, Bobby Kotick and financier Jeff Epstein engage in a conversation about using products like this to foster addiction in children.
Here's the issue, you know. Here it is. Did I rage? No, I didn't rage in Call of Duty. Other people raged. I don't rage in Call of Duty or multiplayer games like that. I kind of look at myself and see what I did wrong first, and then I kind of just like blame myself. But other people, I don't blame other people. I tend not to. It's kind of the reason why I got gaslit in by a certain someone. And when I was doing Savage, like the first 4 tiers of Arcadia, yeah, that was a great time. So got you to rage, but you've calmed down. Yeah, I generally don't gear my rage towards other people, because I just figure it's not fair. At least I try to.
But let's zoom out further, because microtransactions and the history behind them have always and forever been about experimenting on buyers.
Can you imagine? Oh, here we go. I haven't played Pocket for a while. I just haven't. I think my instincts allowed me to release myself from that game. I am a competitive person. I like playing card games. I really do. But Pocket is so rudimentary as a card game, I kind of just fell out of it. Yours was justified? I don't know about that. I'm not going to make judgment on that. People end up raging at Cherry when Cherry played games, would message Cherry, cussing Cherry out because Cherry killed them so much. Well, I mean, when you I think I mean, if you're gonna go around and start killing people over and over again, of course there's gonna be some people who are gonna come out and just start giving you messages on Xbox, and they just leave a whole bunch of slurs, start being racist in the messages, just to vent their rage. I think I had that happen to me once, and I left a message, and this was on the PlayStation, so it wasn't on Xbox, and I just left a message, "Have a good day." I was like, "Thanks for the rage, have a good day." And then they messaged back and they just basically said, "Fuck you." And I was just like, I went back and says kisses his hearts. So I basically baited him to rage anyway, but I was throwing niceness at him. Oh my gosh.
To see what you're willing to buy. What are you willing to stomach as a consumer? On April 1st, 2006, Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh, you remember the horse armor
DLC for $1.99 on PC. People mocked it.
And they
it became a
bought
2006 meme,
They
and yet,
bought
even
it.
amongst all the internet mockery, Bethesda's first major
Can't
DLC
send any
experiment
messages for
proved
half an
gamers
hour.
are willing to
Really?
buy this style of digital goods, even when the majority of the internet mocked it. Now, most
I don't
people
know if
point
I
to this and
can
say
do
that
anything about
horse
that.
armor was the first culprit, that this set the tone for microtransactions. But I'd like to challenge
Maybe
that,
that's like a
because I
pure
believe
Discord thing.
that
That's probably a
map
core
packs
Discord thing.
and DLC DLC downloadable content was the first seal to be broken on this whole problem. Once the vehicle for digital distribution for digital goods was established, it was all downhill. It was only a matter of time. It just took years. Again,
they played the waiting game with this. And you know what? They were fucking smart about all this. Getting people to like trickle in $2, $3, $5. And then eventually they're spending way, way more money for nothing. And people all over the place just defended it. And I'm just like, I was one of them. I'm so disappointed in myself. Like, I had a bad personality. Fortunately, I was able to recognize the bad personality, but it took too long. It took way too long.
Of digital good was introduced, it was video game publishers.
For some reason, resetting my password the moment I tried to test DMs on my alt account to see how to remove conversations on mobile and restricted it for a couple of hours after that. Why it did that, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Like World of Warcraft, The Burning Crusade, Star Wars, Empire at War, Force of Corruption. Civilization 3 had expansions. Halo 1 had map packs you can get to play with friends. But to get these expansions, you had to go to a physical store and buy them. In 2005, Halo 2 released additional multiplayer map content via Xbox Live. While not the first major IP to have a content expansion released exclusively digitally, it was among the earliest highly successful examples for a blockbuster franchise. Some of those maps were digital only. Well, there it is. That changed the vehicle for delivery that I referenced earlier. Now you could ship expanded content and extended content digitally instead of physically on discs. You've proven enough customers are available via the downloadable pipeline. Fast forward to the Xbox 360 era, and now companies were delivering entire story and campaign expansions digitally. Map packs became an essential part of a video game's lifespan, with games like Call of Duty and Gears of War 2 getting multi-quarter map pack updates at $5 to $20 a download. On August 11th, 2009, as part of a massive software overhaul, Xbox 360 introduced the Avatar Marketplace, allowing users to purchase cosmetics, clothing, and props for their Xbox avatar. The avatars were derivatives of Nintendo Miis that your friends could look at while you were offline, and you had the luxury of spending real money converted into Microsoft points to acquire these digital goods. In 2009, the FIFA series added Ultimate Team Packs. Packs gave random player cards.
It's a trickle effect of example, following a trend that successfully made a company a lot of money, and other companies just copied it in their own form and fashion. So DLCs, microtransactions, it just like the evolution of it kept going in perpetual, just in a perpetual motion. So like you have these big companies coming out and just having shit like this from like FIFA, and it listen, I think we always knew that companies were just sitting here with microtransactions, whether it's a microtransaction or not. Even it could be it can be, because he did say before, like if you wanted a pack or a new map, it was like a digital only purchase. It's kind of like the evolution of everything. There's ramifications for even just that. A one-time digital purchase means that you're not going to a physical outlet for that. It's kind of like the inevitable evolution of all of that in terms of purchasing something. And that, I think that was inevitable. But microtransactions was pushed, and it only took one or a few companies like Activision Blizzard to push that narrative. Damn.
This added team building via randomized purchases in the sports genre. 2010, Team Fortress 2 sees the addition of supply crates. Players can earn crates in-game or buy keys at...
Absolutely, yeah. Square Enix as a whole follows that trend. Square Enix has been doing that for a very long time. Square Enix has done microtransactions just as well. They're not defendable. Like, Final Fantasy XIV has one-time purchases of expansions. I mean, that was the inevitable end of all things, like if you're going to expand your game, back in the day, you put in another disc, right? But nowadays, it's a digital download. I thought that was always inevitable, so I'm not really too put off by that. But then you have store purchases, and you buy from those stores continuously over and over and over again, or it's one-time purchases from those stores, and it's up to the person who's buying them to see how important those purchases are. If it's like connected to the game that you play all the time, like an MMO, of course it's going to seem to be very important. World of Warcraft, very, very, very infamous for that. I mean, I've seen the mounts that they sell. I've seen the, you gotta remember they had their WoW tokens as well. It's crazy, man.
$2.49 a pop to open them immediately. This added random cosmetic rewards to the free-to-play shooter genre. 2012, Mass Effect 3 added multiplayer gear packs. This added non-essential paid randomization to a premium AAA single-player game that had a multiplayer function tacked on.
And that's the point where it got too far, is when they started doing this for single-player games. And people ate it up. They ate it up. The priorities of a lot of these people, this is where I was always thinking, like, there's something wrong with us, right? And it's these people at the top who don't give a shit. It's these people at the top who see people as not human, you know? And I say that because of experience. You know, I'm not saying all billionaires, all rich people see people who are not as rich as them not human, but I'm saying businessmen have a tendency to not see customers or people paying for products as just normal people. They see them as a number. So I can't solely blame the companies for doing this. I blame the people that enables it. Yeah, I don't purely dislike Nintendo. Like, I do like Nintendo's games, for example. I do like Donkey Kong Bonanza, right? I don't like Pokemon, but I do like the games that they produce outside of that. I mean, it's a shame what happened with Metroid Prime, but at the very least, I have Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I'm okay with Mario Kart World. It's a competent game. It's just not the best racing game. I would still say Sonic Racing Crossroads is the better racing game, but they make good games, is what I'm saying. As in terms of business and the people who are at the top of Nintendo, I don't have to like them. I don't like them at all. I don't. The only president that I grew up with and the only president that I acknowledge in gaming that I think is worthy of the name, even though there was some stuff under him as well, but it was far and in between, is Iwata. Iwata was the GOAT of presidents for video gaming. So Bonanza at least was good. Yeah, Bonanza was at least good. Trey wants to heal for you or DPS. I'm going to be just doing leveling roulettes all day. Just saying. I'm just telling you, I'm only going to be doing leveling roulettes. Business practices for the console itself is unacceptable. Of course it's not acceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable on a larger base there. Just for the fact that for Nintendo, the console itself, I've heard that they're actually in the green. So anybody who's really hating on Nintendo or wishing that their console didn't really, no, it's in the green. They actually had a good successful year with the Switch 2. I mean, I didn't really was trying to see that they would have a failure on the Switch 2, to be honest. I just wanted to see where it goes. I'm kind of like an outsider watching them. Sat AM Robotic. I hate them. I remember that voice actor. My favorite voice actor will always be the Adventure series, Dr. Eggman, or Dr. Robotnik, as I would call him. Don't mind spamming leveling roulette. Sometimes Cherry does it just cause. Are you a good Samaritan? That was the only reason why I would spam leveling roulette, is to be a good Samaritan and get these fools at low levels to get through their dungeons, because apparently they can't do it themselves.
And that brings us to 2013, where we are up to the timeline of the Island Man communicating with Bobby Kotick. The delivery system is in place. Games across multiple genres have experimented and tested the willpower of players to see if they could resist microtransactions.
Tell me why it took like 20 freaking years for the government to at least see it. No, actually it took 10 years, I think, because loot boxes was struck down pretty harshly in like 2015-ish, maybe earlier than that, because parents were complaining way too much that their kids were irresponsibly just spending their savings. Just don't justify the license to play a console only to have it become a paperweight if you violated TOS. You mean bricking the console? You know, the thing is, console makers, anybody in tech industry, honestly, that's kind of like a common practice. If someone tries to take any of the secrets that you've done for your product, they'll try to find some way to keep the secrets within. It's common. Nowadays, we have the technology for it, so Nintendo kind of just does that. But Nintendo's on some other stuff, man. They are some other stuff. All they would see is money. Well, of course, because government's all about money, for sure. They're all about money and their ability to stay in their political leaderships. Gacha games should be rated for mature audience because of the rules for stuff in the games. I think gacha games fundamentally should just change. But that's just me. It's not a popular opinion whatsoever, because I don't like gacha games. I don't like them, and I wouldn't mind them disappearing the next day. I honestly, I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go have some lunch. Gacha games shouldn't be overpriced. Gacha games are typically free. If you mean overpriced on, paying for any of the shit that's within, then all I gotta say is gacha games, again, I don't play gacha games because I don't think you should pay for anything in a video game once you pay for it for the first time. A free game is a problem to me. That's kind of like the issue that I have. Free games are a problem to me because they're never actually free, quote unquote. You're either spending your time or you're spending money to spend less time on something. And it's like a perpetual cycle for me. And this is just my opinion. Whether it's a popular opinion or not, And here, real life fake wizard talking about it, and apparently Island Man was connecting people to that idea.
And loot boxes. Map packs and DLC were integral parts of the delivery system now. Season passes were still becoming part of the gaming vernacular. Effectively, the digital economy that Epstein and Kotick would discuss was already there. They built the sandbox and proved
what the heck?
Customers were willing to play with it. And
why is that happening?
It gets worse. 2013, Counter-Strike Go. Valve introduced weapon cases. This added a tradable skin.
That was weird. Did anybody see that? Quebec Quarter judging a $5,000 Hightail mod. Oh, it's a mod jam. Okay, I was about to say a $5,000 mod. Holy crap!
2013, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 gets micro items, optional cosmetics, and convenience items added to a massive AAA multiplayer title. 2013, Dota 2
you spent money that was not on gacha.
Battle passes.
Well, and here I'm only going to say this as a person who really spent a lot of money on a free-to-play game called Clash of Clans. I think Blue Protocol is a free-to-play game. To be perfectly honest, the mentality of saying, oh, I want to support the game, so I'm going to spend some money here and there, shouldn't even be a thing. That is kind of the excuse for it. A free game is a free game. You really shouldn't spend money on free games at all. You shouldn't. I spent money on Path of Exile 2 because of early access. I think that's fair because I spent money to play a game. I spent money to play a game. And in that case, I should be able to have access and play that game. That's it. That's all I really ask for in a video game. Pay for it once and play the game. But if something is free and you feel obligated to spend money to support them, that's a problem to me. There's a bit of manipulation in that sentence there. And now it's considered gambling. I played Boom Beach. Well, spending money in any kind of fashion in a video game isn't gambling, so to say. I wouldn't say it's gambling. I would say that's you just spending money, purchasing a product. Good old days, right? We buy the game and we get the game, no limits. Absolutely. Just being able to go to a freaking GameStop and buy a game and walk out happy because you can't wait to get home to play that game. Like, fuck, man. When Halo came out, one of my friends was at the midnight release, and he was just playing all day and all night, and wouldn't stop for like 2 days. He just wouldn't stop. I don't even know why his parents allowed that. I was like, dude, you need to come to school. It's just like, where have you been, man? It was like, I've been playing Halo 2. It was, trust me, when I started playing Halo 2 with him, I understood exactly why he was excited. It was a fun time. It was a fun time. But nowadays, like, the whole free concept of a video game, I can't really get down and dirty with that anymore. I believe me spending money on PoE 2 in the means of playing it early access, I justify it as getting access to the game. Though it came out as free to play later, paying for playing a game is what I actually want to do, rather than playing a game for free and then going through the shenanigans that is its systems and mechanics that kind of waste my time. That's what I don't want to do. And I feel as though every freaking anime game at this point, every gacha game, the gacha game that I showed you guys yesterday, and you guys were just like cussing me out because I showed you that. Yeah, those are the games that I try to avoid. And I have too many friends that plays those kinds of games. They're in that loop, man. They're in that loop. MapleStory got me when I was hitting my early 20s. I don't know what I did play MapleStory. And I don't know how far I actually got. I think when things started becoming more transactional is when I stopped playing, because I thought that was just spoiling the game. I don't know when I stopped playing MapleStory. They came out with MapleStory 2 and shut that down because it wasn't... It really didn't work out. Like, man, did they give up on MapleStory 2.
It was called Compendium at the time. 2013, Battlefield 4 Battle Packs, another massive AAA multiplayer title adding random cosmetic microtransactions. 2014, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, supply drops, random variants of playable gear, and XP boosts. 2016, Overwatch, loot boxes popularizing fun cosmetics for hero shooters in a game targeted...
Oh, I might have gotten my years wrong, because Overwatch was one of the examples as to why people didn't want loot boxes anymore. It was one of the examples. I don't know if it was the main example. I don't think it was the main example. Also, I did just watch the Overwatch spotlight, and Doomfist got his ass whooped. Doomfist got his ass whooped. Now, the new thing is Rise of Talon. So Talon has like a new leader. Her name's Vendetta. But you guys already know, they also... It is the new Blizzard, so it's okay. You know what? As long as they're not doing the whole, just having the empowered women, so to say, and just having men being, side attractions or comic reliefs, I should be good, but we'll see. We'll see. There's been some changes with that side of, at the very least, the Overwatch team and Activision Blizzard. They're like putting pronouns in their introduction now. So
towards teenage players and kids.
Oh.
Overwatch would normalize player skins and costumes for the youth demographic who had missed out on all the games prior. 2016, Roblox, originally released in 2006,
of course, Roblox. Of course.
exploded in popularity
Holy
with
crap.
children starting around 2016, with a massive growth continuing during the COVID-19 pandemic. This surge greatly increased children's exposure to monetization features
Of
such
course,
as loot
yeah.
boxes, game passes,
Yep.
and avatar items. In November 2025, Roblox CEO David
hell is that?
Baszucki said he would support adding prediction markets inside Roblox if it could be done legally and educationally. Quote, I actually think it's a brilliant idea.
This is also the same guy who's trying to put dating in Roblox. Like, why are we listening to this guy?
If it could be
My
done
God.
in an educational way that's legal, I would be a big fan of it. 2017, Fortnite.
That's fucking Ed from Ed and Eddie. When did Ed get into Fortnite? When did that happen?
A free-to-play live service game built around endless seasonal battle passes requiring repetitive daily play.
No, seriously. When did Ed get into Ed and Eddie? What is happening here? This is one of the reasons why I don't like Fortnite, is because it's saturated with so many IPs into the freaking game. It's actually annoying.
To avoid missing out on rotating rarities before the
Like, what child... Well, no, actually, they would all know who Ed is from Ed and Eddie, to be honest.
they vanish
Never mind.
players could invest dozens of hours per season in FOMO-fueled repetition or purchase instant access. This heralded the dominant era of cosmetic-only pay-to-skip monetization in multiplayer gaming.
The hell? Is this still Fortnite?
Oh, and it was targeted primarily at kids. 2017, Middle-earth: Shadow of War.
Oh, boy.
A single-player game including an entirely curated endgame that intentionally wasted the player's time through repetition. To achieve
Dude. If it's past its prime, it's in Fortnite. Listen, you can't, I don't, okay, so they put Optimus Prime in there. They put Batman in there. They put Superman in there. They put Spider-Man in there. They put, like, the whole Marvel universe. They put Star Wars in there. They put Master Chief in there. They put Aliens in there. Excuse me. They put Predator in there. They put so many IP in there. And a lot of them aren't past their primes, in my opinion. Like, as soon as I saw Batman with a gun, I was done. Like, Batman doesn't use guns, right? But then everybody's like, oh, it's for the lulz, for the ha-has. I'm like, no. You gotta have some sort of integrity. People said, fuck integrity. Batman with a gun. That's hilarious. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not hilarious. It's disturbing. Because now we're going to take anything, like any kind of IP that, is our favorite, and as long as it's in Fortnite, it's fun. It's not, really. It's just a skin. Skins doesn't change the game. And then when they finally do change the game, it's like they took building away for a while. They changed the map and stuff, but, like, I'm not in love with the core of Fortnite. I'm just not. But then, like, I wasn't really into BR all too much anyway, so I guess that's my fault, right?
the final credits roll and complete the game.
Yeah, South
players
Park
could
is in
grind
that
out
game.
50
Yeah,
plus
and The
hours of
Simpsons.
repetitive content,
Absolutely
or
weird.
purchase loot boxes to overcome the overwhelming time
I need
hurdle.
water.
Here we find
Give me a
one
second.
of the largest cases of pay-to-win mechanics applied to a single-player game.
The pay-to-win shit in Mordor. Holy fuck! I hated this. I hated this so much. I hated this. It threw me off the game. Honestly, it threw me off the game. I was wondering why my friends were still playing this game.
And
Even
all
the
that
Power
brings us to a
Rangers.
big one from 2017, Star Wars Battlefront 2, which came out with a progression system.
It was this game. It was this game. Wait a minute. It was Battlefield that did this. I think Battlefield was part of the lawsuit because of their loot box was just ridiculous. And they found every excuse in the book to say, oh, it's not like that. And then when they finally took it away, it became a better game. But then people still had to spend time getting the in-game currency just so that you can get whatever character you wanted.
Tied entirely to loot crates. You want to unlock
I said Battlefield?
Vader?
I meant
That's gonna be
Battlefront.
about
Did I say
40
Battlefield? I
hours
hope I
of
said
grinding,
Battlefront.
Or you
I hope I
could
said
buy
Battlefront.
crystals
My
with
mistake.
grandma's credit card, open loot boxes, and hopefully get what you needed inside. Here we find a multiplayer game that wasn't just cosmetics. This time you were paying for gameplay advantages against other players. After engaging in one of the worst PR moves in gaming history by replying to an already viral Reddit post.
I said Battlefield? Okay, I meant Battlefront. What there what was the I'm trying to remember what they said. Did they say fun mechanics or something? What did I say? I'm trying to remember. Battlefield isn't innocent in it. Well, I know Battlefield isn't innocent, but Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront was one of the linchpins as to why loot boxes got banned. What was it? Fun mechanics? What was it?
Called Why Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the most consumer
surprise mechanics.
Friendly game ever made. EA earned the ire.
Wait, what?
Is the most consumer unfriendly game ever made. EA earned the ire of 600,000 plus Redditors, achieving the most downvoted comment in history, and also earned the ire of politicians around the world. Hawaii State Representative Chris Lee held a press conference, and he said this is a Star Wars-themed online casino designed to lure kids into spending money.
Can you imagine being like part of the government in Hawaii? I want to go to Hawaii, by the way. I want to go to Hawaii.
Belgium launched an investigation. They ruled loot boxes were gambling. The Netherlands did the same.
Kinder Surprise eggs. Oh god. They act like Kinder Surprise eggs is some sort of pure children's fun tool, and they try to put it into a video game. So, oh my god, they're a bunch of idiots, dude.
Both countries banned loot boxes outright for all video games. All of which would eventually bring us to 2019, when EA famously attempted to reframe loot boxes as, quote, surprise mechanics during a high-profile UK parliamentary hearing. The statement was delivered by Kerry Hopkins, EA's Vice President of Legal and Government Affairs.
How'd she get that job? I'm sorry. We call it surprise mechanics. Surprise mechanics. Woo, man. Belgium, Netherlands sometimes said, yeah, fuck you. We still have a good bunch of games that are slipping through the cracks. I don't know if it's like a moderation kind of thing, but yeah, the complete erasure of all games that have these surprise mechanics, I wouldn't even blink twice.
Evidence suggests a close link between loot boxes and gambling, especially among adolescents.
Did that one loot box have one thing in it?
Do you consider loot boxes to be an ethical feature?
Oh,
we don't
goodness.
call them loot boxes, Hopkins began her response, adding that EA instead refers to them as surprise mechanics. She then elaborated, if you go to a store that sells lots of toys and
FFS, I can still download a lot of the Hoyoverse games. Yeah, the Hoyoverse games, honestly, if there was somebody who was really paying attention in the West and actually keeping an eye on games from Hoyoverse or Tencent or anything, like even Japan, and they just basically said, yeah, no, none of this anime bullshit. You can't have any of these mechanics in the game. You can't have any loot boxes. You can't have any gacha and all that shit. It would be a miracle, because nobody in the current government really pays too much attention to it, because they don't really care too much about video games right now. The attention is more on the line of like what's going on with the world, right? And that's fair. The world's more important than video games. But I would love it if like somebody actually lit a fire under every video game company and say, if you put that shit in the game and you try to send it over to the West, we're just going to ban your company. But they won't do that because then you lose the trade value of the company, which is probably reaching out worldwide. And like China doesn't give a fuck. China abuses their citizens all the time, and I don't care for anybody who clicks me on that. It's the truth. China does abuse their citizens a lot worse than you think. There's an interesting video on that too, on China, where someone was Lao Y86. He claims that China's not China. Apparently, China really isn't China. Like its true dynasty started in 1912, which means the United States of America is older than the current China. So that's a very interesting take he has there.
You do a search for surprise toys, what you'll find is that this is something people enjoy. They enjoy surprises, and so it's something that's been part of toys for years.
Yes, we do enjoy surprises because humans are naturally curious. And being curious means that we're always looking for something that is exciting. Thus, the surprises that we are oh so happy to be obliged to. But using that to line your pockets with some sort of money and kind of steering generations of kids to adults to try to adhere to these surprise mechanics that would ultimately waste their time and money, it's very sickening. Just putting that out there.
Whether it's Kinder Eggs or Hatchimals or LOL Surprise, we do think that the way we have implemented these kinds of mechanics in FIFA, which of course is our big one, our FIFA Ultimate Team and our packs is actually quite ethical and fun.
No,
it's
not.
Enjoyable to people.
No, it's
Hopkins
not.
emphasized they aren't.
It is enjoyable to people because people will enjoy the worst things. You can enjoy doing the worst thing. You can. That doesn't make it good. It's like somebody who's addicted to drugs, and it's like, hey, are you enjoying it? Yeah, well, keep going, man. Since you're enjoying it, we're going to allow you to keep doing drugs. Like, come on.
Gambling, and we disagree that there's evidence that shows they lead to gambling. I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to see this is a crock of crap, but let's go ahead and show the evidence now because there's plenty. Number one, in 2018, researchers published a study surveying nearly 7,500 gamers and measured two things.
7,500, Jesus.
On loot boxes and their scores on something called the Problem Gambling Severity Index. What they found was a correlation of 0.53 between loot box spending and problem gambling scores. Now, in this study, the correlation runs from 0 to 1. Anything above a 0.5 is considered strong. So a 0.53 means there is a strong statistical relationship between spending money on loot boxes and showing signs of problem gambling. In fact, this correlation was stronger than the links they found with most other gambling activities in the study. Number two, in 2019, another study, this time specifically on teenagers. They surveyed 1,115 adolescents between 16 and 18 years old. Again, they measured loot box spending and problem gambling severity. And again, they found results at the upper end of medium, almost large, meaning the relationship between loot boxes and problem gambling in teenagers is substantial. Number three, in 2021, a UK study funded by the National Institute of Health looked at 3,549 young adults between the ages of 16 and 24. They did not just measure correlation like they had in the last two studies. They calculated odds ratios, which tells you how much more likely one group is to have a problem compared to another. Young people who bought loot boxes had 11.4 times higher odds of problem gambling than those who didn't buy them. Now,
Wow.
The researchers knew this could be misleading. Maybe loot box buyers are just more impulsive people in general. Maybe they already gamble more. So they adjusted for all of that: impulsivity, demographics, and other gambling behaviors. After all those adjustments, loot box buyers still had 4.4 times higher odds of problem gambling. This is not a small difference.
Damn.
Now, all three of those studies are what researchers call cross-sectional studies. They take a snapshot at one moment in time. They can tell you two things are related, but they can't tell you which one came first. Maybe loot boxes led to gambling problems, or maybe people who are already having gambling tendencies are just drawn to loot boxes.
Yeah.
I'm no scientist. I'm just a fake wizard. And these are fair criticisms. Correlation is not causation, right? So the researchers started doing longitudinal studies. Instead of surveying people once, they followed the same people over months or years to see what happened, which takes us to number 4. In 2023, a team of researchers followed nearly 2,200 Spanish teenagers over 6 months. These were kids between 11 and 17. At the start, they measured who was buying loot boxes and who was gambling online. Then, they checked back 6 months later. What they found was that the kids who were buying loot boxes at the beginning were significantly more likely to have started gambling with real money by the end of the study. The loot box behavior came first. The gambling came after. That's not correlation anymore. Now we're in prediction mode. That's one behavior forecasting another behavior in the future. Number 5, in 2024, another team replicated the previous 2023 study in British Columbia, Canada. This time, they specifically looked at young adults who had never gambled before. They wanted to isolate the question, does loot box spending predict gambling initiation in people who aren't already gamblers? The answer to that was yes. And importantly, it was specific to loot boxes only. Other types of microtransactions like buying skins directly, paying for battle passes, didn't predict gambling initiation. Only the randomized purchases, only loot boxes. The odds ratio was between 1.3 and 2.1, meaning loot box spenders were 30 to 110% more likely to start gambling than the non-spenders. Number 6, in 2025, a Belgian study followed over 2,000 teenagers for a full year. Same design, measure behavior at the start, follow up later, see what predicts what. The result was the same. Gambling-like mechanics in games predicted real money gambling.
Whoa, hold on. 3 and 5, 59.1. Interacting with gambling-like elements in both phases, while half, 46.9 gambling, gambling with real money in both. Holy crap. Alice and loot box gambling. Boys compared to girls. Boys, yeah, 88.5% compared to 64.1. The second phase showed that 60.3. Whoa! Scratch cards were the most popular form of gambling, with around 37% of participants having used them, 36.9% in phase 1 and 37.4% in phase 2. My god, scratch cards, doing the lottery. Oh god, doing the lottery. Oh god. That's just gambling in itself, don't you think?
12 months later. So what does all this research actually tell us? Well, the cross-sectional studies show strong correlation between loot boxes and problem gambling, correlations that hold up even after you account for personality traits and other gambling behaviors. The longitudinal studies show that loot box spending comes first and gambling comes after, not the other way around. And it's been replicated in Spain, Canada, Belgium, with teenagers and young adults over 6 months and 12 months. This is what reliable scientific evidence looks like. You've got multiple studies, multiple countries, multiple methodologies, all pointing in the same direction here. EA said they disagree if there's evidence that loot boxes lead to gambling, but the evidence exists now, and it's peer-reviewed, and there's more of it now than there was when Kerry Hopkins sat in front of Parliament and said it's like playing with toys. One more thing about the Kinder Egg comparison that was made. When you buy a Kinder Egg, you pay $2. You get chocolate and you get a toy, and the transaction is done. You're not sitting there buying Kinder Egg after Kinder Egg hoping to get a rare one. You know, there's no game matching you against kids who got better toys, so you feel like you need to keep buying eggs. There's no countdown timer telling you this Kinder Egg disappears in 24 hours. Whereas loot boxes use something called variable ratio reinforcement. It's the same psychological mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. You don't know when you're going to get what you want, so you have to keep trying. You have to keep spending. You keep pulling that lever. Brain imaging research shows that opening loot boxes activates the same reward pathways in the brain as gambling. The dopamine response is the same thing. 79% of young adults aged 11 to 24 in the UK describe loot boxes as highly addictive. Worse than just describing loot boxes as highly addictive, 1 in 10 young gamers reports having debt from engaging in loot box purchases. You gotta go through quite a few Hatchimals to amass this kind of issue, all right? Okay, so to recap, we've addressed that corporate executives discussed creating a digital economy. They discussed indoctrinating children into that digital economy. The vehicle for this marketplace was established through content expansion of video games. And over the course of decades, companies ran experiments offering digital products for dollars at a time for cosmetic goods. Nearly every one of those experiments was an overwhelming success. And even after games transitioned to full-on loot box gambling, only 2 countries have outlawed them. And here in America today, there's nothing. And in the United States of America, land of the free, home of the brave, protector of children, you've done absolutely nothing. Let's be specific about what nothing means. Since 2017, at least a dozen federal politicians have introduced bills, written letters, held hearings, and made public statements about loot boxes targeting children. Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri introduced the Protecting Children from Abusive Games Act in 2019. It would have banned loot boxes in games marketed to anyone under 18. It died in committee. He reintroduced it in 2021. It died again. Representative Lori Trahan from Massachusetts introduced the Loot Box Act. Same goal, regulate these systems as gambling. That also died in committee. Senators Maggie Hassan, Ed Markey, and Richard Blumenthal all wrote letters to the FTC. They urged the ESRB to add warning labels. They held hearings where researchers testified that kids who buy loot boxes are 11 times more likely to develop gambling problems. You know what came out of those hearings? The FTC held some workshops in 2018 and 2019. They invited experts, they heard testimonies, and then in 2020, they concluded that, and I'm paraphrasing here, self-regulation by the industry is sufficient enough. Self-regulation. The industry that makes billions of dollars from these systems gets to decide whether they're harmful or not. And shockingly, they decided that they were not harmful. The ESRB, which is funded by the gaming industry, by the way, added a label. In-game purchases includes random items.
Did shit. They did absolute shit. They didn't do anything. No one did anything. They said, "Oh, they could self-regulate themselves. They'll be fine." They don't care. They didn't care. It's video games. Why should they care? They just did not care. Of course they wouldn't care about it. Of course they wouldn't care about it. It's a waste of their damn time, right? They can't say, "Oh, well, these kids are kind of getting into gambling here." Every time there's like a loot box in there, it was like, well, it's up to the parents' job to. What they're saying is, and I think I know what they're trying to do, and I think I know what they're trying to say here. They're trying to say is, the parents have to keep their kids away from that kind of shit. It was like, okay, can we help it if they start downloading it for free to play, free games, and the kids just hide it because, they're not always on the goddamn phone? Not all parents are tech savvy? Is it their fault after that? Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
That's it. That's the protection. A label on the back of the box that nobody reads and no one buys anymore because all the game transactions are digital now.
Digital!
2. Meanwhile, the Entertainment Software Association, the lobbying arm of the games industry, spent over $10 million between 2019 and 2023 fighting every single piece of legislation that would regulate loot boxes. $10 million to make sure your kids can keep gambling in video games. And it worked. Every bill died. Every hearing led nowhere. Every letter got a polite response and zero action. You want to know why? The First Amendment. That's the running excuse. Video games are protected speech under the Constitution. The Supreme Court ruled in 2011, Brown v. Entertainment Merchants Association, that you can't restrict game sales to minors because games are art. They're expression. So now, apparently, slot machines for children are protected expression. But wait a minute. What's the legal definition of gambling? It requires valuable consideration, chance, and a prize of value. Yeah, the gaming industry argues that loot box items aren't valuable because you can't cash them out. Technically, you're not winning any money. You're just winning pixels in games that can and will be taken offline once we stop generating millions of dollars in profits on that specific title. Yeah, never mind that people are spending thousands of dollars on those pixels. Never mind that there's
That's either they're in on it or it's like a blatant like deception here. I don't know. It's causing me a headache now just hearing this. Like, can y'all really sit there and say that when a kid gets off of a video game and they go out, like, let's say a kid experiences loot boxes for a good majority of their young life, then they get older and then they start gambling in real life. You know, you had a chance to stop that from happening, but no, you didn't. And then I know what they're going to do is like blame the parent for allowing them to play video games in the first place. In a digital age like this, who's going to stop a kid who owns a cell phone to just download a game on their phone that has loot boxes in it?
An entire gray market for trading and selling digital goods. Never mind that the psychological mechanics are identical to a casino. The legal definition doesn't quite fit, so we are all stuck. And while the politicians were holding hearings, the gaming industry hasn't slowed down at all. In fact, they've sped it all up. See, I've shown you the research, I've shown you the lobbying, I've shown you the political theater, but what I haven't shown you yet is what happened to gaming itself while all this nothing was happening in Washington. Mobile gaming is now half of the entire video game industry.
Yep.
Big half, $92 billion in 2024 alone. And mobile gaming runs almost entirely on gacha mechanics. Wait, you know what gacha is, don't you? You've heard of gacha. It's just loot boxes with anime characters. Same randomized pulls, same dopamine loops, same systems they tested on your kids in 2013, now deployed at global scale. Genshin Impact, pretty game, looks like Breath of the Wild. Free to play, made $6.3 billion in 4 years. $6 billion.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny that you're showing that. Pokemon Go isn't really gacha. I don't know about Lineage. Clash Royale is a problem. And then you got Lineage 2. I think mobile games are... They shouldn't be an issue, but I feel as though there's something worrying about mobile games in the first place.
$3 billion in
But that's
4
just
years.
Genshin Impact. I mean,
$6
look at Clash
billion on a
Royale.
free-to-play game. Well, how could they do that, wizard? Gotcha pulls. You want the cool character? Gamble for it. You don't get the cool character.
Is it? Is Pokemon Go kind of a gacha? Because of the egg? Is that a gacha? I don't remember that.
Again, the rates for the best stuff
I don't
is
remember
less than 1%. 0.6%.
If it is, it is.
Exact. So you keep gambling. You keep swiping your mom's credit card, and maybe you'll get there one day, champ. Well, wait a minute. Genshin Impact is a Chinese game, right? They have lots of gacha-style games coming out of China. Yeah, well, let me tell you about Diablo Immortal, because this one's from America. Activision Blizzard...
I thought, what's funny enough is that it is Diablo Immortal that really fixed my issue.
Released Diablo Immortal in 2022. Yes, the same Activision Blizzard with then CEO Bobby Kotick, who was exchanging emails with the Island Man about indoctrinating kids into an economy.
Yes.
You know how much it costs to fully upgrade a character in Diablo Immortal? Between $100,000 and $500,000. And I'm
Really? Is that currently? Because I thought it was $10,000. Now it's $100,000 to $5,000. Oh my god! What the? $500,000? Diablo Immortal requires over $500K to max out a character due to hidden whale Oh my god! It can't be justified. It can't be justified. It can't be justified. It can't. You can't justify this one. No, no, I don't care what any Diablo Immortal player says, it is not justified. Why are you spending hundreds of thousands of dollars for a freaking character to level up at its max when all I have to do is play the fucking video game of Path of Exile 2 to get the potential to be able to get them to max, and all I have to do is play the damn game? What the heck? What the heck am I looking at? Oh, man.
I'm not exaggerating here. The data here is as current as February 2026. These are active numbers. There have been multiple investigations, multiple Reddit threads, multiple YouTubers.
I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous of any Diablo Immortal player at all. Y'all spent so much fucking money on basically nothing. Y'all spent money on nothing. I don't even know if you were having fun playing the game at this point. Y'all spent money on nothing. What is this? Do you feel better about yourself that you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this? And if you do, you have a problem. You have a problem. It is a problem. Y'all spend money just to get locked out of competitive. Remember that? Oh my god.
All came to the same conclusion.
I would say that Diablo Immortal was probably the worst video game of all time. All time.
To max out one character depending on your luck with the randomized gem system, you're looking at the cost of a house. Not a down payment. The whole dang house.
Yeah,
Players weren't confused about what this was. They knew going into it. But they still played it anyway. They're still playing it now. The game still makes money today because somewhere out there, someone is dropping 50 grand on digital gems.
Just has a raptor
That's
behind it.
exactly who these systems are designed for. Now look, I know some of you are thinking, and I'm sure some of you are posting in the comments, but Wizard, I don't play mobile games. I don't play gacha games. This doesn't affect me. Yeah, it does. According to the GDC 2025 State of the Industry report, 1/3 of AAA developers are currently working on live service games.
And they're all idiots. And they showed freaking Highguard. That's an independent studio. That's not supposed to be in the AAA world. But because the developers in leadership worked in the AAA industry, their mindset, the thing that they've learned from it is AAA. So, of course, it's going to be a live service game that they're going to make. My God.
Oh, live service games, huh? That's a buzzword phrase we talk about here quite a lot. A lot of YouTubers talk about live service games, actually. That's the polite term for games designed to extract money from you
the more that gets enabled.
time instead of just once at purchase. A 2023 survey found that 95% of video game studios are either developing or maintaining a live service game. EA reported that live service games made up or maintain.
Really?
A live service game. EA reported that live service games made up 74% of their revenue in 2024.
Of course.
That's $5.6 billion from live service, from battle passes, from ultimate team packs, from the systems.
They restricted. Restriction is lifted.
Video.
You can post
Kids
again.
Who grew up on FIFA packs in 2013 and Call of Duty micro items. They're in their 20s now. They've been doing this for a decade.
Yep.
And to them, this isn't a corruption of gaming. This is gaming.
Yep.
They have no idea.
This is what I've been saying for years. Did I not? This is what I've been saying for years. That basically kids or the past generation has been raised this way. Traverse time. He's a big fan of Kingdom Hearts, as you could tell. Well, you probably can't tell, but he is a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts. Kind of funny, right?
Predatory monetization is the baseline to these people. They don't see it as an intrusion. they don't know it was ever different. So we've talked about how executives planned this, and they won. They achieved the digital economy the island man wanted, and children were raised in a world where gaming includes gambling loot boxes, digital purchases, and
because it's all they know, man.
And heck, the games themselves are the norm. Kids didn't need to go to Circuit City or Toys R Us to get games at all. But those kids aren't kids anymore. What are we looking at today with those kids as adults? TransUnion released their U.S. betting report in 2025. Gambling activity increased to 30% of all consumers. That's a 5% point jump in 1 year. And the increase was driven almost entirely by two groups, Gen Z and millennials. 42% of millennials are now engaged in gambling, with 34% of Gen Z. These are young people, people who grew up on loot boxes and gacha pulls, now moving that behavior into sports betting apps and online casinos. Here's something people won't like me pointing out. TransUnion found that millennials and Gen Z with the highest rates of mobile gaming app usage were also the most likely to use cryptocurrency apps, make impulse purchases, and seek high-risk financial speculation. They called these groups speculators. The data shows
not enough kids are looking into retro, bro.
It's not just gambling at all. It's a whole relationship with money that's been shaped by these systems. One study found that 37% of Gen Z respondents described themselves as addicted to sports betting. Not I like to bet sometimes, addicted. They self-identified as addicted. A study from Intuit Credit Karma found that 48% of gamblers reported mental health issues like depression tied to their betting habits. That's nearly 50%. I need you to understand something. This was not an accident. This was not an unintended consequence. This was the plan. This is what they wanted. In 2013, Pablos Holman said he was all for indoctrinating kids into an economy. Bobby Kotick discussed real-world rewards. That meant virtual in-game items at the time. And then, over the next decade, those systems were deployed, refined, tested, expanded, and normalized until an entire generation had been conditioned to pull levers and chase dopamine hits in exchange for their parents' credit card numbers. The kids who grew up buying loot boxes are now the adults betting on sports. The psychological training worked. They were conditioned from childhood to see randomized purchases as normal. Spending money for the chance at something was just entertainment at the time. They were groomed to become gamblers before they were old enough to understand what was happening to them. But if we're really going to talk about all of this, we can't not discuss the underlying problem as to why these young people are drawn to gambling so much. Because it's not just gambling, it's not just sports betting. Like, it's not just gambling in itself being there that's plainly the problem. The youth of today are trapped in a mindset that's being referred to as financial nihilism. This is when you look at an economic system and go, something is wrong. This is all rigged. There's no point in planning. There's no point in saving money. The game is fixed, and the
you're
only
getting
way
a Steam
to get
Deck?
ahead
You ordered a
is
Steam
to
Deck.
take
Oh,
the
nice.
biggest risks imaginable and hope you get lucky. This isn't an
Save up for the
irrational
Steam
mindset
machine.
for young people. This is a response to the reality we were handed. The world my generation was promised would be here for us was robbed away by corporate bankers, financiers, and the richest elites in the world.
Absolutely. I am with you there, brother. I am there with you, brother. Yeah. Our future was fucked, dude. Like, holy shit. You don't know if you want the Steam machine yet? I know I want the Steam machine. I know that I want the Steam machine because I know it's a PC/game. I know that for sure. And it's going to play all my Steam games, honestly, which would be a good thing. You can attach a keyboard to that, a keyboard and mouse, obviously, along with any controller. But also, it is a PC with the Steam OS on there. This is probably going to be the beginning on whether or not Steam can somehow make an operating system that can work much better than Windows. I believe it's related to Linux anyway, and I'm still trying to see if I can move everything over to Linux.
And the young people don't know what to do about it. 51% of Gen Z says the cost of living is the main thing stopping them from succeeding.
No kidding.
53% feel like they don't earn enough for the life they want. 48% of Gen Z and 46% of millennials say they feel financially insecure, and that's way up from the 30% the year before. Housing prices are 7.5 times median income now. For boomers, it was 4.5. For early millennials, it was 5.5. Only 32% of 27-year-olds own homes today. It used to be closer to 40%. Millennials held 5% of US household wealth at age 25. Gen X had 8%. Boomers had 20%. 55% of Gen Z can't cover 3 months of expenses if something goes wrong. Gen Z debt went up 27% last year. Millennials went up 20%. Both are outpacing wages and inflation. So what happens when you can't afford a house? When you can't build wealth the normal way, the way you were promised? You went to school, you got a job, and yet it's not enough. It's never enough, and it's never going to be enough. What are you supposed to do when the world you were promised doesn't exist? Gambling starts to look rational. It's not. Statistically, it's terrible. But emotionally, psychologically, if the only way forward is a moonshot, lots of people seem to be taking the moonshots. 24% of Gen Z say they view gambling as an investment. This is financial nihilism, and it didn't happen by accident. These people were trained from childhood to see randomized outcomes as normal. Loot boxes taught them that spending money for a chance at something was entertainment, and now they're applying that logic to their whole financial lives. They grew up having to pull levers in video games. Now they're pulling it in real life.
Damn,
So
he's
who's
getting
responsible for
passionate
this?
about
Well, let's
this.
name some names and systems here. Number one, corporate executives. Bobby Kotick knew. They all knew. The emails prove discussion. Corporate executives discuss how to manipulate and control you from behind the scenes. There are 3
Their gotcha is an
million
advancement.
documents.
That's an excuse. It's an excuse. Every gotcha, I would say every gotcha streamer and content creator are stuck in a perpetual loop of their own device that they put themselves in because they can't admit that they're actually addicted to it. It's not, I mean, their whole content revolves around them playing the gotcha game, so at this point in time, they can't escape from it. And I'm pretty sure if they could get away from it, if they are truly not addicted, they could step away from it and find some success elsewhere, but they're stuck. I'm pretty sure of that.
In that recent Jeffy E. dump. You can't look at the evidence and not realize corporate executives are corrupt and they know exactly what they're doing. Number 2, game designers and psychologists. Someone had to build these systems, someone who studied behavioral psychology, someone who understood how slot machines work and how to trigger dopamine responses in developing brains. This wasn't accidental. The people who designed all of this knew exactly what they were doing, and they were under orders. Number 3, regulators. Where are the regulators? Where are the world governments? Why hasn't anybody stopped any of this? Oh, they didn't stop it because it's worth billions of dollars. United States gaming tax revenue hit $16.44 billion through November 2025. That's up almost 9% from the year prior. Sports betting alone generated $3.2 billion in state taxes. Globally, we're looking at a $50 to $60 billion annual gambling tax revenue. Macau pulls in $11.7 billion. The UK gets about $4.5 billion. Brazil just started regulating, and they're already nearly $2 billion. So think about this. If you're a government and you're collecting billions of dollars from gambling, and that money is funding your schools and your roadways, and no, let's be serious here. It's going to rampant government corruption. These billions of dollars go towards more corrupt spending. What's your incentive to regulate the pipeline that creates the gamblers?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's
there
true.
isn't
I
one,
believe
because you
that.
need the
No, like
gamblers.
what the
They
fuck's
need the
happening
addicts to
now?
keep funding their
The corruption
avarice
that's
and
happening in the
power.
United States
Number
right
4,
now.
parents. Here's another thing people aren't going to be happy with me saying. Millions of parents failed their kids here. They did. You let your kids play this crap. Monitor your kids, parents. What are they playing? Who are they talking to? If your kid is going to cry his face off because you said he can't have more V-Bucks,
That's the unfortunate
okay.
truth.
He'll get over it. In fact, as an adult, he might learn to appreciate the lesson you were imparting on him. You don't need to keep up with the Joneses all the time. All right, sometimes financial health requires you not giving a flying f*** what the Joneses think. We find ourselves on the other side of all of this. The companies failed you. The people doing the busy work failed you. The government and the politicians continue to fail you, as if that's a surprise. And the parents failed because they were too busy watching Breaking Bad and the nightly news to give a crap about what their kids were doing. The gambling epidemic isn't a bug, it's a feature. Corporations profit from addiction. Governments profit from taxation. And the only people who lose are the addicts themselves, who were trained to become addicts before they hit puberty. So what do you do? What can any of us do? Number one, close your wallet. Stop funding the machine. Stop playing the games.
That's the
predatory
obvious
mechanics.
answer.
Sometimes it feels harmless, like, I know it's just cosmetics, or, well, it's just one loot box every now and then, but every transaction reinforces and emboldens these billion-dollar companies to keep it going. Every purchase funds the next system, the next trap, the next attempt to hook someone else's kids.
Yep.
Number two, talk to the kids in your life.
Mm-hmm.
If you have children, nieces, nephews, whatever it may be, they are being targeted right now. Not hypothetically, right now. Have the conversation. Explain what loot boxes actually are. Explain why the random rewards feel so good. Give them the tools to recognize when they're being manipulated. You would be surprised how important that might be later on in their lives. Number three, support regulation. Contact your representatives. Support bills that treat loot boxes as gambling. Support age restriction on randomized purchase mechanics. Make this a political issue. Because right now, the only people lobbying are the corporations making billions. And yeah, look, if I go missing after posting this video and saying to make these recommendations, for full transparency, it wasn't my own doing. Number four, recognize the trap.
Oh
if you're
no.
a millennial or Gen Z
My
watching,
man's gonna disappear the next day because he's saying all this. Somebody's gonna come into his house over through the night.
this and you find yourself gambling or sports betting, whatever it is, understand that this pull you feel, it was engineered. You were trained to feel this way. Gambling is a net negative. Recognizing that it is a trap is the first step in getting out. And if you need help, please seek help. Get whatever help you need. Number five, create something. I say this in nearly every video because I believe it. The answer to a broken system isn't just to opt out, it's to build something better. The next generation of game developers can choose to not use predatory monetization. The next generation of creators can make things that empower people instead of exploiting them. But that requires people to step up. That requires you, right? And maybe it's not you directly to create something that changes the world, but you know people who are trying. You know people who are giving it their best every single day. You know people who are making things and actually trying. Even an encouraging word could be the difference between that person going the distance or not. You don't comprehend the net positive you can bring to the world just by having a minutia of effort. If these evil sons of bitches can talk about controlling us and grooming us in the dark behind closed doors, and that has some kind of butterfly effect into the financial hellscape we currently exist in, then I challenge you to imagine instead how much good can be accomplished if we tried our best in the daylight. Until next time, create, innovate, inspire others to do so as well, and for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus.
he always ends with that. Cancel Disney Plus. He absolutely always ends with that, and it's hilarious. And for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. That's actually funny. I think that was funny. For the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. Oh my God, that's funny. Please cancel Disney Plus. It's funny. I got a message, or I got a comment in the Indie Observer when I was talking about the when I was talking about High Guard. Some person actually wrote down, it's crazy. I think there's a secret movement going on behind the scenes with major corporations to create shell developer studios to push their games, since customers were getting wise to big publishers shoveling out MVP slopware. All of a sudden, there's indie studios with mass corporate backing and no prior games. Something tells me they're not truly small independent game makers. We might need a new term for these astroturfed games. And you know what? It does sound like it would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? Okay. It does, yeah, it sounds like it makes a lot of sense. Well, we spent like an hour on that video. Let me change the title. And for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. For the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. That's hilarious. Oh, well, I mean, I'm over in another instance anyway. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. What's all this about? Aha! Yay! Hey, sorry about that. Had to take my dog out. Oh. Uses the wrong BRB. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe that will happen. Alright, I'm in a place where you can find me. I'll be honest with you. I think I personally have been struggling, obviously been struggling with addiction. Video game addiction, honestly. I had when I was little. But I had a bad personality when it came to gambling and stuff. That's why I had like over an hour and a half for Diablo Immortal. Do you have any idea what's going on with Mina the Hollower? The game should have been out a long time ago. They still haven't had a date for that, from what I've heard. Let me check. I gotta check my resources on this. Just let me follow Combo Breaker really quick. But Mina the Hollower. Hey, Cherry. PSA, no Yacht Club new games. No, Yacht Club new game Mina the Hollower isn't coming out in 2030. It doesn't look like there's really any news. Is this because of... Is Yacht Club Games even... I'm just saying here. Let me see. Yacht Club Games. I'm following them. They have... Oh, wow. They have not posted... They have not posted anything for years. Well, not years, but like they haven't posted anything. Hold on. Let me see. They've been reposting, but they haven't like posted something themselves for a long time. Yeah, they've been reposting. Okay, hold on. Oh, it's Happy Birthday, Cybernetic Ninja. That's about it. But they haven't said anything about Mina the Hollower. I'm surprised that it hasn't come out anytime soon. They're making memes about it, but that's about it. Collabs, for sure. Oh, hey, Jerry. Huh. There's a lot of invite. I can invite to our company? Oh, wait, I am an officer. Okay. Yeah. That's right. I should be an officer. Yeah, I'm officer. I'm a senior member. Officer temp. Navigator. Okay, senior member. That's why. You have a new paladin glam? You have a new paladin glam? Let's see this new paladin glam. I bet it's pink. Is it pink, Cherry? You look like you're floating, by the way. Are you floating? You seriously look like... No, you're not floating. It's just your shadow is off. My shadow is completely... Oh, did I set it that way? Hold on. Did I set it that way? Hold the phone. Hold on. Also, let me see that glam. Oh, okay. Okay. Look like you're ready to cook. Rather than ready to be a paladin, but... Oh, wait. Yeah, I see the... No, wait. I see the chainmail. I see the chainmail. Okay. Alright. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Alright, let me see something. What's going on with the shadows here? Movement physics. Well, I need it full so I could see them. Shadows. Hide, hide, hide. Where? Why is everybody's shadow? Everyone's shadow is either like... Wait, it's full for this person. Why is it like that for you? Huh. Do I worry about that? Probably not. Alright. Are you ready to spam the ever-living lightning out of the leveling roulette? Are you ready? Okay. That was fast. Alright. Time to be a good Samaritan. Okay. It's Warcore Zormor. Warcore Zormor. Someone's going through a cutscene. It's weird. You see, like, the whole platform and everything. I need to build Rib Mage because one of the spells did around 220k last time with crap gear. 220k. That's really good damage, don't you think? Is that a bad thing? It's doing 220k, or how many Ks do you need? It's nuts. Yeah. Oh, I still don't have... Well, I have double down. I don't have my max abilities! Oh, that's a... Couldn't reach that with Picto? She couldn't? Is that because of her gear? Is there two? It's just two. I do need to work on my crafter so I can get my gear. I need to get my gear up as well. I really do. Like... 740 armor? Really? Ooh. Aurelia! What's up? Can't wait for the variant dungeon? I can't wait neither. It's kind of like my thing, the variant dungeons. I need to do the other variant dungeons, like, whenever I get time, which is never, but... How you been, by the way? Haven't seen you in a little while. In a little while. Been on my other channel streaming indie games and all that other whatnot. Let me guess. They're gonna freeze it? Yeah, they're gonna freeze it. Took some of the Wu Chang Fallen Feathers the other day. Is that... what's that all about? What the heck? I'm glad I'm a gunbreaker. I've been working on my gunbreaker for a while now. Yeah, I've been working on my gunbreaker for a while now, which means that I've been working on my rotation, which means I'm passing on all that. Gimme. Souls-like, actually more engaging combat. Really? Okay. Is it an indie game? If it's an indie game, it's up my alley. I'd love to see it. I'd like to play it. Double down. A Chinese indie double A-ish? It's not free to play, is it? If it's free to play, I really have to steer clear from it. I really do. It's on Game Pass? Oh, so it does cost money to play it? I missed. I was so close. I missed. How did I miss? It was right there. Alright, so, I mean, if it costs money, then I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Woo! Okay, is there two left? Good skill tree system too. Weapons feel distinct to each other and run smooth. Alright, I need to figure a way to note it down then. It's double A-ish though, right? So double A. That's like a dark horse for the Indie Observer, so I don't... Maybe I could just play it on my own time, really. Do we go live Let's Play for the downtime between now and 7.5? Think so? You think so? Oh, I messed up that rotation. It's gonna be a little late. 35 to 50-ish hours for a standard playthrough. That does sound pretty good. Okay. Everybody got their own shit. Don't try to be a hero! Yeah, but I'm here doing this. I'm here doing this. I have to do like 50 of these bad boys. Maybe not 50, maybe like 30. I don't know. But all for the damn relic. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're kind of bamboozling us with this. Excuse me, let me just get everything here. Oh, hey, what's up, Rio? I might have to take that off. That really messes me up. I'm like, is that my actual door? Our players want to grind something, but don't like tomes like in Walker or AR relic stuff. What do they want? What do they want? So there is this little thing called Boja, right? No, I'm kidding. That is a mysterious thing that you have to ask. You have to ask, man. Like, honestly, what is it that an MMO player can grind for? Have fun while grinding at the same time, and still be able to have interest in the game that doesn't involve the grinding being monotonous. That's like the ultimate MMO question. Gave me one memory and one memory only. Is it the red comet? Oh wow. Didn't see that, my bad. My bad. Wasn't paying attention. Oh, and I lost it. Well, that's gone. Maybe I could have used it there, I'm not too sure. Okay, two. I think the relic grind should be deep dungeon time trials. Not a lot of people like deep dungeon so much. So it could be an option though. They want something to do while waiting for the patch. True. But like the question is, what activity can somebody do while waiting for the patch?
Prove you are worthy to rule.
I rule what, man? Oh, you know what? Oh, we have two Pictomancers. I just realized.
The hunger of roiling waters. Chronicles of Eld.
That's
Countless fury of
that be the flames. It's magic! Ah!
I will take the measure of your resolve. Implacable strength of the mountain, be mine!
Take that, take that. There you go.
Spirit of my brethren, your thunder roars!
I should have paid attention to my, yeah, I should have paid more attention to what I was doing.
That you should endure my fury.
Alright, let me finish up this fight.
Chronicles of Eld, recall the cruelty of merciless storm.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Pictomancers, that's funny. Yep. Alright, what I miss? Okay, let me read. Let me read. Boja gave me one memory. Okay. Two. Okay, two. One was Red Boy. There's not a very like system due to how bare bones it is. Even less people actually like time stuff. Yeah, it takes a real masochist to like like going through that is Pilgrim's Traverse or any kind of team dungeon. They made Pilgrim's Traverse aesthetically pleasing, but it really didn't change anything. Getting both Minimus and Leon's note in that one Del Rito run, really? While I was already had them both. Wow. Like heck, the older games gets the more people. I see. Complaining. Okay. Yui's here. Yui the Red. M6S was likely the best type of enrage. You fool! Sink! Arms length, the second knockback! That's okay. I have a gap closer. I'd be fine. It's also an arm's length. In case when it comes to Enrage, I kind of agree with some people that mentioned that instead of being a hard stop point in Rage, it should just be a point where the fight keeps escalating in difficulty. There could be something like that. Sure. Guess who's getting a signed copy of a book randomly from? I don't know. Randomly from where? I do want to get the... I know the third encyclopedia is out now. I can't find the second one. I don't know where I put it. Like I said, I don't mean the Enrage should never wipe the party, but I just think it should be a case of escalation into a point where people are overwhelmed instead of hard stopping. Well, I've been using the Paladin Glamour. You bumping me off of tank? Is that what you're doing? And you've been using the Paladin Glamour? That looks like just mesh. Oh. I mean, is that the Paladin Glamour? Getting Lauren Southern's book signed by her? Lauren Southern? Really? Wow. Ishgard Paladin Glamour. It's yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It looks like regular soldier's armor. I mean, good for you if that's what you like. I'd be more on the side of like you know, something that's shiny and probably light. You don't remember who this is? I know who Hoshafon is, but it doesn't matter because Hoshafon, great guy, doesn't mean that his armor was great. Now, okay, now that is that. Oh yeah, that looks good. That had style to it. I may like Hoshafon, but that doesn't mean I liked what he was wearing. Okay. Say Zidane. What do you think about this, man? Can I pet my guy? I can pet my guy. Aw. What? Did you just slap Zidane? Why are you slapping him? Stop slapping my minion! Stop slapping my minion. He's my forever minion. You won't guess this one? Probably not. I'm willing to guess that he's no, probably not. I want to say it's the one guy for the machine. No, he wears a different one, and it's not the Sky Pirate neither. So I don't know who that one is. I don't think so. Nope, it's not FF. You said it's not Final Fantasy. Random interaction on Twitter got her to DM me, having known her for nearly 10 years. I just lived with her. Yeah, I just lived with her, and she offered to send me her most recent book she wrote and signed it. I just lived with her. That's a little... Jived. Okay, jived. Sorry. Jived. Okay, I saw that J as a L. I was like, what the... I was like, I just lived with her. Yeah, jived with her. Okay, so you guys hit it off. I was about to say, I was like, that's some information that you probably would Want to share, not share. I could use a whip. Oh. So, what? You're a Belmont? Tell me you're Richter Belmont. Yeah, he's Richter Belmont. Doesn't make me go back to Smash though. Andrick Barton. What up? But he's so cute. Who's so cute? What are you talking about? Well, I'm gonna offer this to you. Yui, do you want a tank? I don't really care. Truck Coon? Uh-oh. Don't say the name of the devil in this chat. Come on. What if Truck Coon quite literally ran through my room? And I get isekai'd forever. Look how cute he is. Truck cute. Small little Truck Coon. Wait until he grows up. He'll be a killer. Killdozer Coon. Oh jeezers. Need to upgrade this weapon still. No. Do I know the story of Killdozer? I don't think I do. I have plenty of Killdozers in my head, but they're probably all not referenced to what you're talking about. I'm glad people are having fun with their glamours. Now that it's more free than anything. Because you can't get rid of Cherry that easily. He'll just follow me in the... That reminds me of a manga where a kid was basically being... Alright, if you guys are squeamish, close your ears. There's a manga out there where basically a guy was being tortured by his little sister after his parents died. She basically became his capturer, holding him inside their apartment forever and doing basically the worst stuff to him. But the other worst thing is that any girl that showed interest in him, she basically dragged into their apartment and killed them in front of him. And there was one time the door was left open, and the reason why it was left open is because the sister unlocked the door for entertainment. And when he got far enough, she just found him. And a truck was going by, and he pushed her in front of the truck. And she dragged him into it, and he was like, you know what? This is fine. I can finally not be tormented. But unfortunately, the goddess shows up in front of him and says, congratulations, you died. And is like, we're going to give you all your memories. Meanwhile, you're going to be reincarnated, and since you lived a horrible life, we're going to give you basically everything. You're going to get, like, SS plus rank magic abilities. The world's going to be full of magic. You're going to have, like, SS plus luck. You're going to have a great life. And then he was just like, oh, okay, thanks. And so the goddess was like, by the way, your sister was here before you, and I just sent her on her way. And he was like, what? And yeah, she's in the same world as you. And he was like, are you crazy? The manga just starts off just like that. It's a very interesting manga, because the isekai kid basically defeats her sister in like chapter 3 as a baby. She was in the world for like 15 years, and then somehow she was able to find her brother of a past life in baby, not even maybe a few months old yet form, and was able to basically track him down and was going to steal him. And like like, the logic didn't make sense how she did that. So I don't think much matters. Okay. She's not his sister anymore, so they'll bang. Oh god, come on, man! Alright. Come on, man. Come on, man. You don't have to say all that. What's one of the worst parts is that one of the horrible things is that there was that kind of abuse in their past life. And she was like, why couldn't we have a baby? And now he's like, I hate everything. Ah, so you got the... Did you work on that? Oh, you got the Phantom Twin... Yeah, you got the Phantom Twins. Neat. That's not the final step. I know. I'm just saying... he got the Phantom Twins, which is neat. It looks neat. The Great Sword version looks kind of stupid. Here. Like, I'll actually change the glamour. See? It's not as pretty. What's up, Aurelia? I see you calling my name. Wandering Threads is the story of the Killdozer? Okay, let me see that real quick before we go in. Okay, Wandering Threads. Let me get into the Wandering Threads. Story of the Killdozer. What the fuck is this? The Killdozer story. How one man destroyed a town in 2 hours. What?
Relentless. Ultimate competitors. Fight.
And it gives me an ad. Alright. Roulette counts in a full pre-made party for the paste. I guess as long as you do the... Well, let me see. Are you guys currently doing the quest? Oh, that's a pretty cool sword. Is that also the Umbra, or is that the... Yeah, that's also the Umbra. See, why are the other weapons better looking than the Greatsword? Yeah, like, look at this. I don't know what it is about about the Greatsword, but it just doesn't look great to me. Maybe it's because of the jagged end. Like, it's glowy and stuff, but it just doesn't look right to me. Yeah, like, that's fine. Why does this have to look so weird? Alright, ready up. Ready up. Why is it still showing me as Gunbreaker? You already finished the step though, didn't you? You don't have... Leveling. Alright, we're helping out one person. We're being good civilians. We're being good citizens to the people of Eorzea. No, to just Final Fantasy XIV as a whole. Where Taco Enjoyer. I'm glad he enjoys tacos. And he's got a bud! He's new! He's new! Oh my god! This is Desmo Darkhold. Of course, man. Of course. Can I take it to the back? To the back of the place. Oh, they took away the Oh yeah, they took away the bat thing. So there's no longer a bat, the eyeball that wanders through the hallways anymore. Kind of a shame. Another butchered, yeah, butchered to hell. Yup. It's another butchered dungeon. And the door should be open now. I knew Cherry could do it. I was actually going to not take all of them, because that would have been a little too much. But I knew Cherry can do it. I'm not going to make it a habit, though. Not going to make it a habit. Bro, I got that one when I was finishing my relic, and when did they remove the buff from the crystals? They changed the whole entire dungeon, bro. Like, look. This guy is he's not even the same anymore. He no longer wanders around. I guess there's like... There was always a point to a lot of these dungeons in ARR, and they had their own unique quality to it, but they just took away their identity, really. So, like... So anybody who's really playing this game for the first time will have an easy time in ARR, and then when they get into Heaven's Word and Stormblood, it's going to follow the same pattern. I think the problem here is that as soon as they get into Dawn Trail or even Endwalker, it's going to be a bit more difficult for them. Yeah, yup. Yeah, you can have that. It was met with 2 people walking around naked. Oh, okay. They didn't change this. That's the one thing I can say. All right, Cherry. If you think you can do it, I'm going to do it with you. Let's go. I don't know if this is a good idea, only because of that. Yeah, because of the hops. Let me get this guy back here. And then pull him in. If Frog does the hop, I will stun him. Hey! You know what? Now that I think about it, I should be using my Dark Mine a little bit more. Air Dungeons, Air Dungeons will prepare you for the coils, but coils is like the only unique raid series, no longer relevant. You don't see a point in keeping coils tutorials around. Why? Maybe people aren't playing in coils anymore, but like, have they ever thought about just reworking coils and not the way that they've been doing since now? No. I don't want them to rework it into some pointless easy raid. I mean, like, reworking coils to maybe have a hard mode or something. I don't know. There's always... Oh, I gotta stop here. There's always a reason... I gotta stop here. No, man, shut up. You don't do that. We're in the middle of a door. Like, there was a point in ARR and its mechanics. I just don't understand why they think that taking that all away and expecting people, which they won't, by the way, and expecting people to do the Hall of Novice, which they won't, by the way. We still got people going into some all not knowing what the fuck to do. So I'm just like, why would you take away a lot of these mechanics in the ARR, even though they're, they're pretty unique in its own? It makes them interesting. Bottom floor is gone. The bottom floor is gone? Really? Yeah, I guess it wasn't really, nobody was going down there in the first place, so that's fine. Goals isn't in Mentor Roulette or considered harder than Extreme, but not labeled full Savage. Well, that's why I'm saying they should probably rework it in a way so that it can be content. Like, I'm surprised nobody's, like, thinking about that. Like, why isn't anybody thinking... let me get rid of these. Oh, I'm putting her on the spot, guys. I'm putting her on the spot. You could do it, Cherry! I put her on the spot. This is kind of an agreed upon change. This is fine. Because standing in the middle of a circle while getting hit by these crystals was kind of stupid, to be honest. Playing a job at 50 is actually harder now, is in Rumborn's current sense. Stone Skin and Protect are gone. I thought they kind of resolved that by making it like an innate passive, but okay. Ooh! Oh, I was not thinking about the dude who was new. I was not thinking about him at all. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I don't have my gap closer. No! This is still the same. They should probably do something with coils. I would like to see, like, maybe a hard mode or something. I don't know. Like, at the very least, a hard mode to something that we did in the past can give you, like, a bit of appreciation of what coils was trying to be. But I guess they don't want something like Coils is more reminiscent to like maybe like World of Warcraft raids, right? Oh, I was wondering why he was looking over there. But I enjoyed Coils, and the story around Coils was fun. But like, they have a very simple minimalist approach nowadays, so it's like their dungeon designs really show that, and it kind of scares me for what future dungeon design we're going to get. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, I forgot the name of the dungeon, but the dungeon where on the second boss, or was it the first boss? Yeah, the second boss, where you were, where you had your own boss that you had to fight. I thought that was cool. But that was the only real thing that was cool about that. After that, it's like normal ass dungeon. Like, it really wasn't, like, much of anything after that. But being able to fight your own boss was kind of cool. Could have stayed in there a little longer. Send a coin to your monk. Send a coin to your monk. Send a coin to your monk. Marked about the how Rafflesia in second coil turn 1 savage is one of the hardest encounters in mine settings. Really? What was the hardest? What was considered the hardest thing in coils? Like, was it that? There was a time coils was hard. However, to some extent as well, remember with the Diabolos Hollow that the tank needed to use awareness. I think it was Neil. I think it was Neil, but yeah, I do remember that for Diabolos. Diablos. Le Diablos. Cherry, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. I was about to say, I was like, why is your name all black and all that stuff? The Void. You were in the Void for a long time. Let me see. This should... Wait, hold on. I think I know what's going on. Let me try the portrait. Uh-huh. That's why it's like that. Oh, man. Okay. You told X Death he still sucks. Do you not like X Death? Is that do you have a thing against X Death? What do you have against X Death, man? He's just trying to do his thing. Monologuing fuck nugget. Okay. Has a link into the vid.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Nina just built an app.
This is Kit, my patch-restricted achievement hunter. Her goal is to complete every single achievement in Final Fantasy XIV in order of their release, one patch at a time. No player trading, no market boards. How long will it take for me to go completely insane? Let's find out.
Patch lock. Okay, so that's an interesting way to do a like an Iron Man. That's interesting. Okay, that's cool. Feel free to throw an invite. Let's see. I don't know why it has to take a command for that. I believe that be you. Guys. You know what? I'll be the nice guy. I'll be the nice guy. I was going I was staring at it and I was about to just be like, you think it's time for me to do the thing? I'm surprised you didn't remove that person. I'm waiting for something to happen. Now we're not being good Samaritans. We're just... How are we being good Samaritans if we're not helping all the new people out there who are struggling to get through these dungeons? How the hell did we get here? Do they just pick a random low dungeon when they do leveling roulette? They should just pick the higher ones, to be honest. If they struggle, then they have the problem. They have a problem? Really? Random dungeon from ones you can do. Now we're running. Scientology GF or Mormon GF? Mormon. I've heard they do their best when they get down in the dirty. I heard they get down in the dirty pretty well, by the way. What is it right now? What is this? Oh, it just reduces. Oh, okay. I thought it still didn't do the lifesteal. Let me fix that. Do. Kind of like how Mormon and Scientology are the two only American religions. That's true, actually. That's kind of funny. Alright, use the gun. No, I never really thought about that, actually. Now you mention it. It is like the only American religions, isn't it? Alright, we're going full throttle. We're going to kill each and every one of these damn pods. Let's go. Good job. Good job. Look at that. Look at that. It's called efficiency. Sorry. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. They should be popping up like sometime soon. Let me move these over. And Cherry is a white mage, and she's stunning them. Was it here or was it somewhere else? Okay, no, it was here. As the American Revolution, I take a little pride on original American-made things. Only 2 religions that was actually made. That's funny. I got health. Alright guys, same plan. Might be a little weak though. Oh no, I'm gonna fail. No, I wasn't powerful enough. I used all of my abilities for nothing. I failed. I did not have inner release. I should have saved it. I don't think this was a butchered dungeon, though. I think this is relatively the same. Synergizes with his battle litany, true. Wait, did they change this boss? They did? No! Well, I think they changed the whole donut thing. So they made a... I'm gonna beat his ass backwards. Wow, this is kind of lame. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what they turned this boss into? There's like no thinking involved. What happened? Well, why don't they want us to think while doing bosses, man? AI dumbification. Hey! Actually, no, I'm gonna keep this right here for now. Oh, Cherry said, "Nah, we're gonna do everything." I just didn't want to stress her out. It looks like I don't have to worry about that. Just that. Hear and feel. Don't want us to think anymore. Yeah. Come on. They can't really want us to not. They just want us to consume now? They just want us to consume? What do they think we are? Just a bunch of MMO players? That just want us to consume? Just wait till they get rid of feel and give us one button rotations. Oh, that's coming. I think everybody predicted that, right? Go and try to do M21s. Ooh, okay. Let's go. Here. Feel. Think. They're taking away the thinking, though. Hey, I was trying to punch you. Come back here. But now that you mention it, when they do come in with that, when they do come in with that one button combo, which they will. I mean, it's almost guaranteed that they will. Will we complain about it as a community, or we'll just not say anything? Like, which one will it be? Y'all can have it. They'll be giving more ammo to shit on the game. They have enough ammo to shit on the game right now. But yeah. You would quit the game at this point? I think the only thing about one button combos is if you do it for like regular like 3-hit combos, that makes sense. Like 3-hit combos for the Dark Knight and make that just one button, I think that's fine. But then if you start doing like whole rotations with just one button, that would be a problem for me. We need damage. I'm going to do more damage. Some jobs kind of need to have some of their things be one button. kind of what I'm saying, yeah. BRB real fast. Okay, Cherry's being brought back. 41 minutes I see there. It would. Here's what I think. They should put, if they do one button combos, the only way I would forgive them for Dragoon is if they did like a button rotation for its buffs, and then the button rotation for its burst. So like, and it's only 3 of those abilities, right? Just 3 of them. 3 of those skills and abilities would be like one button, I would say. But other than that, I don't know. To be honest, having all those buttons can throw people off, I think. Viper is already that, and that's the reason why Viper is the easiest DPS to learn and is the easiest DPS to use. It is the easiest DPS to use for a reason. It's more boring to me than a summoner? Yeah, a summoner. That's interesting. And here I was praising Summoner when they changed it so that they can actually summon freaking Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan. But the problem was that it became a spellcaster. It wasn't a summoner no more. Well, it wasn't a summoner really too much. They were changing it out from being a spellcaster that does dots to just a spellcaster. But I think Viper at this point, really, all it is kind of a lot of style and no substance. Are they doing something to Picto? Sam is also a job that could benefit from it. Sam has like 3 different paths for a single button rotation. Really. Your Picto already has the changing button? Oh, okay. I haven't messed too much with Picto. Alright, Yui's back. I think Cherry is the only one that's not here. Let me see something. Let me see something. All right. Favorite Western RPG? That's a good question. Western RPG. That's hard. Because there really isn't a lot of Western RPGs that really interest me. We only need 2 hot bars for all our skills. That would be fun. Western RPG. I want to... I want to say Oblivion. Maybe? Maybe Baldur's Gate? Yeah, probably Baldur's Gate 3. I do have a lot of fun in that. Path of Exile? That is an ARPG, yeah. Technically, like it is an ARPG. Remember Fallout 2? Yeah, I remember it because the direct won't let me not remember it because Bethesda was there. Bethesda was like, "Hey guys, remember us?" And we were like, "What are you doing here, Bethesda?" And Bethesda was just like, "Yeah, Fallout 4 on the Switch too." And we're like, "When did we ask for this?" Diablo 1 and 2. Oh my gosh, we're going back in time. We went all the way back. We went all the way back here when there was fly swarms. You think you can handle it, Cherry? All of that? I'm getting... Okie dokie. I think it's a little too much here. Might have to make the call. Oh boy. Oh, did they did they really dumb down the enemies here? I do have camouflage, yeah. I have camouflage and rampart. Wow, they go down real fast. Gunbreaker is the only tank with its own unique defense in 15 and 20 bracket. Does it? Oh, the parry by 50 and reduce damage by 10%. It's weird. Let me get that guy. He does magic on me. Until cutters cry. That's maybe they just like Gunbreaker so much. Had some people show up naked in a dungeon because they cheesed eye level. But why? Higher odds on trials. What does that do though? Like the higher odds on trials. What is the benefit to that? Faster paced. Optimizing paced. Okay. This might be a bit much. We might be hitting the danger zone. Oh yeah, it can be finished in a couple minutes, yeah. Oh. Beat these guys since this right here. Can we take them through? Yeah, I think we can take them through. Come on. I wonder. Come here, you. Buy dumb shit for me. Or buy dumb shit for myself. That's what BDSM means now? It's brave. Oh, did it too late. Okay. I want to know what was I about to say? I want to know what they plan. I mean, do they honestly think that the current dungeon output, not the dungeon output on like when they get it out, but like the current dungeon design is going to work the way that it is? I guess it has to be that way, because people will bitch and moan if the dungeons change. People bitched and moaned about the first freaking in-game dungeon. Or was it the second? I think it was the first one. But no, it was probably the second. Freaking Dreadwalk. People were complaining about that when that came out. And that was just for the bosses. But the overall design of the dungeons is what I'm worried about. Because it's hallway to hallway to hallway to hallway. And people are okay with that because they don't really have to think. They just do what they have to do and then they move on. But like, that's so boring, and I don't know why people are just okay with that. Oh, there's a guy still here. What are you doing? So what you're saying is they don't want to listen to the crystal? Don't want to listen to the crystal? What the fuck? They just don't want to listen, period. Hear, feel, think. Eh. I don't think they want to hear. I think they hear. I don't think they need to feel anything from us except for our troubles, maybe. And thinking. I know they're thinking, but they're not really thinking in the right. I don't think they're thinking in terms of, hey, how about we cater towards the people who are already playing? They're more or less trying. Their thought process was getting more and more people into the game. we're talking about the community that has part of it. They're advocating for dungeons to stay similar to ARR dungeons in the endgame. I don't think they should have changed much of the ARR dungeons in the first place, but they have their reasons, I guess. That's funny. Even casual progression means harder stuff. Eh. Make Hornvale great again. They can go play Animal Crossing. But then they can't do weird RP shit. I mean, yes, they can, but not in a mass multiplayer mass setting. They can't do weird RP shit over there. Wait. Actually, we'll make this go faster if I'm a warrior. At least I think it will. Will it? I honestly do not know. Paladin is faster? Gotcha. Probably due to the fact that their defenses is still pretty high. Still got the. I think Paladin is still the only one that has two different ways of blocking. They can parry and block with the shield. Plus they have defense, which is kind of funny. Look at her potency. Total eclipse. 120. 220. We're comparing that to 120 to 160. Oh, okay. Still miss flash, fight me. I think this needs a portrait change. Then I gotta do it again because, yep, now it's... There we go. Imagine them.
A man walks into a magic forest and tries to cut down a talking tree. You can't cut me down, the tree complains. I'm a talking tree. The man responds, you may be a talking tree, but you will die along.
You will die along. You may be a talking tree, but you will die along. Okay. It's actually a good one. You will die a log. Ah, here we go. You, Corn, my love. Corn is back. Oh, they're not moving. I shall wait. I'm getting them anyway. You could actually skip them. You really don't need to get these guys. You can honestly skip them. Oh, I can't do the other thing. That's crazy. We're going backwards in time, really. How much do you get from doing trials, is the question. Huh. Yeah, there's the boss right there. Okay. Ugh, corn. How much did they change of this? Ugh, monotony. Thy name is Relic Weapon. Okay. Thy name is Relic Weapon. I don't have to get the other B, right? So fuck that B? Can we say fuck that B? Oh! The frickin' stone thing doesn't change. Or it doesn't move. Wait, do we care about this? It did final sting on me and I died. It did final sting on me. And it... What the heck? We need more bees in dungeons with final sting. Or spice. I'll be honest with you. I I agree, because then it'll get the newbies to start thinking, oh, okay. Watch out, guys! There's a condemned behind you. I like how the AoE move for a paladin is the hero spin. We'll always appreciate that. Wait. Damn it! It doesn't work. I was hoping I could double stun it. You can stun it for like to do extra damage, but now he's being a jerk. He was being a jerk. I don't want to fight you guys, so I'm going to just run right past you. Fuck you. Fuck you. And fuck you. You evil little monsters. Come here! Well, you guys can't do Final Sting, so... I made the mistake of looking at the low for holy. Which is just why. I'm just blocking everything with my shield. That's kind of cool. That was a good idea. Hey, you used it well. Now let's go. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, you can stun them. You- Ain't that funny? You can still oh god, I was going to the right one. The prediction of the mesoterminal. You know, what's crazy? The mesoterminal is still, to this day, probably the more fun dungeons out there, even though it still has that hallway to hallway frickin' design. Oh, that thing still has. Cherry, watch out! Stab. I have 2 stuns! I have 1 more stun on this thing before it becomes immune. Oh, ah! There it is. 20 pinches. Firmly stated that Tender Valley and Strayboro are the best dungeons in Dawn Trail. That may be the case, actually, yeah. At the very least, Tender Valley is just a pleasant time. It's a pleasant time. The bosses are competent, makes you think, makes you move around. And then Strayboro, the most hated dungeon in the game. Everybody hates the first boss. And then after that, it's not even all that bad. The Teacup was actually a competent boss. Fuck that first boss. That first boss made a lot of people cry. It was a wall for a lot of people. Wait, did I ever do my experts? No. I did not. Alright. Get your favorites ready, because I didn't do my regular shiz. It was just bad because of the hitbox. Yeah, I mean, I would say so, yeah. Takes about, like, freaking 2 hours going through these leveling roulettes, man. Like a hour and a half just to get 100? Jeez. And I guess that's why people have been doing trials over and over again. Don't know how much you get off of trials, though. It was just bad because, yeah, the hitbox on the dolls, but people also couldn't recognize. By the way, they couldn't recognize patterns. People couldn't recognize the patterns, and it mixed me up too, to be honest. Trial roulette, you get 0. Oh, because it's not one of the options. Oh, really? Field operation, deep, raid. Trial, hell on rails extreme. Wait, I should do this to see how much we get from that. That's why Tadia and I are just fate farming. I have a mind to do that. But when you fate farm, you get like 3. People don't realize you can control where the dolls go. True. Not even normal Doom Train? Nope. Nope. They said, you're doing the hard version and you're going to like it. So like it. You did get 15 million out of that. That's fine, but you had I won't, if I do trials, I'm not going to get anything because I didn't do all of them. I don't have rank 4. Yeah, so it doesn't, that's kind of a moot point for me. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about for the paid options. It's a moot point for me. I'm going to eat some popcorn. I can't eat popcorn? Screw you, game. You and your limitations. I think that getting money on the side would be a good reason to go for Fates, but since I'm not going to get money on the side, it's kind of a moot point for me. Yeah, oh hey. In fact, you can't take 9 away from me. You cannot take 9 away from me. 9 is going to always be my favorite game of frickin' all time. I'm going to try and do something. Maybe I'll have my abilities back by the time we get to the boss. Die, worm! What the? Die! Wow! Die! Die! In Minecraft! Just die in Minecraft! Hold on. Need to get that. Okay, thank you. Do now. I love this game. Not this one, but the 9. I like it because it has a date. Oh, I got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. It lined up! Oh my goodness, the rotation's lined up. Alright, I no longer will be afraid to go absolutely bonkers. And I made my rotation. Oh my goodness, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Can I keep the rotation up is the question? No! I was a little late on that. My bad, my bad. No! My cover! I could save my burst for the next mob. Because we're gonna kill it, right? Yeah, we're gonna kill it. And I can break that down. Do 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 no. So I have a bias with this dungeon. So if you guys don't like this dungeon, that's fine. I like this dungeon. Oh, just for the music. Just so leave me alone. Sink, this is just another hallway. Yeah, I know. Let me have something. No, the mechanics are absolutely meh. They are meh. You're absolutely correct to say that they are meh. I just have a bias. I got lightning bolted. That ain't good. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, he did. He did. Someone be a peach and get that treasure chest. Thank you. I get no in the chat from Cherry. She's like, no, you get it yourself. I don't have a stun. I used it up. Okay, I can line things back up. All right, I was a little afraid because I wanted to go full burst on bosses, but like... Anyway, the last pull of this dungeon is also 8s for melee. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know why they did that, though. It's probably something that they thought would be a good design, but I don't know. Woo! Boss is almost dead. I'll save it. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I missed one. Gosh darn it. All right, here we go. Let's go, Pepsi Man. I don't know which one is doing it. I don't care. Alright, I see ya. What? You're not dead? I don't know. Must have missed him. Neat. Okay, cool. Nice job, guys. Nice job. And I get to have that fanfare. Alright, yeah. Yubi has to go and, go with Toddy. I'm just gonna generally disband the party anyway. You get to dance. I'm just gonna generally disband the party anyway. Since I'm going to close up shop. It's coming close to my circadian rhythm time, where my body gets very heavy and sleepy. So I'm gonna call it a night. We got 123 paste. Thanks, game. I love grinding in this fashion. You're amazing. You're amazing. Thanks, game. Yeah, it's about that time. I'm an old man. I must retreat to my house. Yeah, I share the pain with you guys. Because you're all here. You're all here to share the pain. I'm gonna go into my futuristic looking house. Okay. Not the upstairs, but the downstairs is somewhat futuristic. Alright, guys. It has been real. I will see you guys later. It makes it a little bit less boring. Yeah, I know. I should really think about getting something to eat as well. More modern than futuristic? Yeah, I guess more modern. I want to make it as futuristic as I can, kind of like these furnitures here are futuristic. So, I'm hoping they'll come out with maybe some sort of walls for that. And then maybe a futuristic bed, futuristic tank, futuristic flooring, futuristic lighting, which honestly, this is fine. I hope they make more furniture. Alright, guys. It's been fun. It's been real. You guys, guys have yourself a good night. Futuristic shark, yep. With his mouth gaping open. That's a futuristic shark, alright. Alright, guys. I will see y'all later.